Hello everyone, so here we are again, and what we have today is an Inno64 branded model. It's the Toyota AE86 Levin variation, and this is a car that apparently raced in the 1985 All Japan Touring Car Championship. So, if you look at my history, I have 3 other videos on the AE86, but it's the Trueno, the tofu drift car kind of version. There's one by Aoshima, there's one by Hot Wheels, and then there's one by Time Micro, which is supposed to be more like the initial D drift car. But this looks like it's a road racing car, not a drifting car. So we're talking about grip racing, not drift racing. Let's see here. Just go over the back here quickly. Tells what it is. Gulliver 64. Interesting. These guys make Gulliver. I know them from making diecast airplanes, fighter jets and stuff, but they're in 1/200 scale. So there's no card. It's quite interesting. Usually there's a separate cardboard piece, but this one's actually printed onto this, which I kind of like. It's less waste, and like whoever uses those cardboard pieces anyways. Okay, a little cool graphic there of the car. So the Levin, by the way, is just a front end variation of the AE86. The Trueno has pop-up headlights, whereas the Levin has fixed headlights. So that's what's going on. Unfortunately, there's no spare set of wheels in this particular model. Some of the Inno64s have a second wheel set, but I suspect because this has so many racing graphics and so much extra work going on there that they don't include a second wheel set because, the budget's already been used up by all these graphics. Alright, so I'm going to actually, I was wondering if I should take it off the stand. No, I don't think I should, because you can see that red tow hook. I've had cases where I took off my Inno Pajero. There's a review on that. And a different Inno which had fenders. Maybe it was like a rally car. And the fender fell off because I was handling it with my hands. So, learning lessons. If it's got tiny parts like this tow hook, you should probably just leave it on the stand, because there's a good chance that you're going to knock it off, handling the model. Okay, so what we have here is a clear plastic base. We got the good information here, so you actually know what it is. And apparently this won the Sugo event. I have no idea where Sugo, Japan is, or even if that is a city. Maybe it's a specific race name. Okay. I guess we'll start at the top view, which will be different than usual. Boy, it's that scratching going on the back is really getting my attention. I first looked at the roof, and then what the heck is going on behind the glass here? It's like I don't know why it would be so scratched up. That's so strange, because I just did a different review on a Lycan Hypersport, and that thing has scratches in the door. So again, it looks like Wolverine just went a little bit crazy in the trunk of this thing. He's just like, let me out of here. Or a bunch of raccoons got stuck in this thing and just went crazy. Wow, that's weird. That's the first. I don't have a great deal of Inno64s, and I do love the company, but that's a serious quality control problem. That's horrible. Okay, so let's get past that. While we're there, though, what I do like about Inno is the defroster lines. They're not super thick. You can actually see some of the interior, though maybe in this case I don't want to see that interior. Boy. Okay, so it's not printing here. Sponsor Object U or something. There's some black paint for the window molding. The wing is a separate plastic piece, and there's a circle here. Oh, the wiper blade motor is there, but being a race car, they took it off. So that's actually a pretty cool attention to detail. White stripe. And I'm just looking at the printing here. They're not decals in most cases. I think this is all tampo printed. Unless the whole body is a decal. We'll have to look over the whole thing before I figure that out. Okay, so Trampio. I just assumed Trampio was a sponsor of like a weird company. I just think of the word tramp, Lady in the Tramp. But it turns out the Trampio is by Toyo Tires. It's for their high performance sports racing tires, including their slick racing tires. So Yeah, that's something I learned through this model here. So that's actually Toyo tires. It's a line of tires, kind of like how Yokohama has Advan tires, but for Toyo it's Trampio. Okay, so we got some wiper blades molded in and painted black, so that's good. There is a black graphic here, of course. It's a decal in this case, I think, because you can see the wrinkliness of the black and a little bit of white around the edge, so that's what makes me think that's a decal. Or not. Oh boy, it's really hard to tell on these models. They're so small. I'm gonna zoom in. Maybe that is tan. I think that might be paint. I don't think it's a decal. I take it back. I don't see the clear. Or do I? It's crazy. I have this thing literally like a few inches from my face, and it's hard to tell. So, well, anyways, I don't know. I now think it's painted, but I could be wrong. Okay, anyways, the front, let's back out here again. So it's nice to see the silver here for the hood pins, the hood pin releases. A couple dots for the wiper fluid. And then that text there, is that legible? That's some small text. Some of it's legible. The something in the human body, both something blah 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 and through the earth, drive an eternity of memories. So some sort of greeting card phrasing going on there. Maybe the driver's really spiritual and this is what protects him from crashing or something. Anyways, okay, so electrical cutoff indications. The Toyota's printed out right there. It's an interesting graphic pattern here. It's so blocky. Okay. The headlights, plastic inserts, and Inno's got these little black lines going across them. So that's pretty neat. And actually on this one you can see there's a round dot back there. So it's like indicating a light bulb. So that's pretty good detail. The little plastic inserts here for the blinkers, which is really nice. I mean, if there were some other companies, they would just paint those orange. But Inno actually puts little pieces of plastic in there. And then again, this tow hook. I mean, this is like a resin detail you'd find on more expensive models. This tiny metallic tow hook. So a lot of extra work going on by Inno here. The grill detail. So what I'm zooming in for is trying to figure out the black lines on the lights. I think that's printed, tampo printed. So it's actually paint. It's not a decal. Right? You can decipher for yourself. Or is the whole thing a decal covering those lights? Because you can kind of see, I think there might be air behind there. So maybe this is a decal. Yeah, I guess you probably shouldn't try picking at it, because if it is a decal, it's going to crack off. Alright. Those are cool wheels. I assume they must be some sort of Japanese aftermarket wheels, not BBS's. But there's a little black detail here for the lug nuts in the center. And then it seems like it might be a two-piece, wheel here. Because the gold is so well separated from the chrome rim. I almost feel that gold is a separate piece of plastic from the wheel itself. Right? Yeah, I would have to say so. I don't think that's painted gold. Well, I mean it is, but it's a separately painted gold piece of plastic. Then it's glued into this chromed wheel piece. It's safe to assume this car doesn't roll because the tires are touching the fenders. There's that poem or whatever, that whatever block of text there. You can see the exhaust is poking out here. And it is three-dimensional. There's black in the middle and it's concave, so that's pretty good. The door handle's got a little black paint there, and underneath it there seems to be a recess for your hands to kind of go there. The mirrors have a reflective insert, so that's good. Let's go to the taillights here. Yeah, nice thick plastic taillights. We've got some orange, white, and red separation. I suspect the paint is on the back side for the colors, but the front side has this black color going around it. So I just don't know again if it's a decal doing that black or if it's a paint process. I'm really stressing decals because they crack off and they fall apart long term, whereas paint tends to stay stable. I think it's paint. I don't know. I would guess it's paint, but I might not be right. So the Toyota's printed nicely there. I assume maybe these are black straps to hold the trunk down. Not sure. No need for a license plate on the race car. Okay, so you can see the roll cage even through these thin defroster lines, so that's pretty good. Now let's try to get a look at this interior. There's a red fire extinguisher and some silver straps holding it down. The red could have been done a little better, but the base of that interior is either silver or white. I think it's white. Okay, and then obviously it's a blue seat of sorts. There's no passenger seat being a race car. Black dashboard. There's some ribbing on the floor pan. Or I don't know if that ribbing is like a decal or paint again. So let me see if the flashlight will help us. There's the emergency brake, black steering wheel. There's a decal or something indicating like some seat belts there. And the top of the seat doesn't have a Recaro or any printing there. I'm trying to focus now on the seat, but maybe too much light, sorry. Yeah, it's hard to say. Or actually, I can't hold three things with only two hands, so I can't make out the text on the seatbelt. That's what I'm trying to do. If it says something, but I can't tell if it's legible. It's compounded by the darkness of the interior. I don't know. It's a red block of text. There's some silver buckles for the seatbelt. Alright. Anyways, it's a cool interior. I mean, it looks like a racing car interior. It's just that this weird claw marks on the back are very distracting. Okay, so I guess that's it for looking over the details of this thing. Let's compare it to some photos. So here's a front view. It's not the same number, but it generally looks like the same car. I think it's a pretty decent representation. Not 100%, because the wheel arches on the photograph are sticking much wider. I mean, this is an aftermarket wheel arch, whereas Inno is just a stock car, it seems, with no wheel arches grafted on. I know that Inno has a regular civilian variation, is like black, so there's only one casting. It's meant to be just a road car, I think. And this livery is supposed to represent this, but it doesn't have the actual molding there. I guess that's okay. So a different number car again. Not sure how many of these they made like in the real life. We know at least 3 different cars were racing around. So I mean, the overall graphic scheme looks pretty accurate. Right? Only the number is different. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to put the Spin Master here and compare it to a couple other cars here. So first, the Hot Wheels is very out of scale. Hot Wheels is a huge model because it has to go down those racetracks of theirs, but you can see it's probably like somewhere in the 150th, 155, 158. I forget. I think I measured it in my review of the Hot Wheels, but it's definitely not 164. It's just too big. But for the price, it's pretty good. Mine's customized though. Okay, this is by Aoshima, this crazy thing called Itasha, which is where they take a bunch of cartoons and manga and put them all over their cars. If it actually didn't have these cartoons on it, I think this would be a really cool model. It's alright as it is, but now again, the decal thing, this is covered in decals, so there are literally air pockets behind some of these decals, like here on the door. I know if I touched this area right here, it would crack, because that's an air pocket. So that's, and actually in the finger here you can see 1, 2, 3 air pockets, and maybe an air pocket there. So it's not good, you know, to use decals. But I think that's one of the challenges with 164 diecast. I guess it costs a lot of money to make tampo prints. You know, you have to literally make the tampo. And if you're only going to produce a few cars in these special liveries, decals are more cost effective. But as a long-term collector, you probably want to avoid cars with a decal. Okay, so both of these look, you know, 164 to me. Alright, they generally look the same size. Okay, so the last one, and I think is probably the best AE86, is by Time Micro. So this is the initial D, you know, tofu drift car, but being a Trueno, it's got the pop-up headlights. But keep in mind, these lights are permanently fixed. They're not actually movable on this casting. You would have a giant panel gap if these things actually moved. This is the way the model comes. Nothing moves on this model. But I have to forewarn you guys, and it's in the review of this car, there's some quality control problems by Time Micro. This black paint was just horrible. I don't know why there's just a giant splotch of it there. And a lot of the black wasn't covering this white, so I had to go in with extra paint and paint it myself, which is kind of silly. So, but it still might be one of the best AE86s out there, because if you look at the taillights, they just look nicer, I think. It's hard to say. But yeah, they're both in scale, I'd say, as well. 164. Okay. Alright, so it seems like I have 4 AE86s in my collection now, and unfortunately for me, none of them are perfect. They all have some sort of QC problem. It seems to be a trend in this whole industry. When you have this many details, something's bound to go wrong. And in the case of mine, it's the scratches on the back. That's a simple QC problem. I mean, they should have never let this piece of plastic enter this model in the first place. It's just weird that someone would say that's okay. But okay, well, it's still a lot of other good technical execution. The wheels in particular, I think, are 2 pieces, so you have really good separation between the colors. And the taillights are alright, the headlights are alright. I just don't know if they're covered in decals, and that might become a problem in the future. But if all the other stuff is tampo printed, which I almost think it is, then this should be a pretty nice looking model for several decades to come. Okay. Well then, I appreciate you guys watching. It's time for me to tune out.